Hello. I'm thinking of doing this every so often where I just look at interesting new features that have popped up on Substack. I use it every week for this newsletter, so I like to keep an eye on what's going on and figured that might be useful for people, but also I'm very aware that it might be of absolutely no interest to you. So before I do anything else, I just want to show you how you can adjust your settings. So this works for any newsletter that's powered by Substack. But from here, if you're logged in, you can come up here, go to Manage Subscription, and in here you'll find a nice little list of all the different sections that I publish through the newsletter. This means that if you're not interested in me yammering on about Substack itself, you can just come in here, find this Everything Substack section, and untick it, and then you won't get the stuff that I'm posting about Substack. So my plan is to put all of these things and any articles that I write about Substack within this section. So if you just don't want to see that stuff and you just want more general kind of writing advice or just the fiction or what have you, you can choose to get what you want to get. This is also how if you want to get in on the Let's Watch Babylon 5 thing that I do kind of secretly on the side, you can control that here. So yeah, you're in charge basically of choosing what you actually get. And that works for any Substack newsletter if the author has set things up in this kind of way. Because the last thing I want to do is be sending stuff to people who don't actually want to be reading that stuff. Okay, so interesting new thing. You can now pin stuff really nice and easily. So you've always been able to pin things in Substack on your homepage or on a section area. This is really useful for helping new readers get on board and figure out what it is you do. It's also useful for returning readers who are just trying to find stuff. So, I've been writing this for 5 years now, so I've got this big back catalogue, and it can be really hidden if you don't make it easy to find. So what I've got is a couple of posts. We've got this Start Reading Here post, which is a quick guide, lots of links to the stuff that I've written over the time. So someone who's completely new can go in there and they'll get a good lay of the land. I've also got the Tales from the Triverse story index. So if somebody is interested in my fiction, they can go there and get a quick jump into the story without having to trawl through the archive or get generally lost. You've always been able to pin stuff, but it was a bit fiddly, and now they've added this little pen. If you click the pen, you get this thing pop up where you can just select posts to pin. So let's say I wanted to pin this, I can click on here and pin that. But what actually happens is that when you click on a slot, it pops up various options. So I can pick any of these things to pin, or indeed search for an older post or anything I want. And that's how you do it. It's nice and quick and easy now. So that's pretty handy. Some other new stuff they've added. So over on Notes, there's now a little drafts button. So for example, if I type in like a test here, say you're putting a note together, but then you're in the middle of something else and you're busy and you can't finish it off or for whatever reason, you can now cancel and have the option of saving it to your drafts. So then when you come back, you can click on the drafts thing and you'll see the stuff that's in there. Really handy for when you're in a rush. What else have we got? So yeah, we also have justification. So you've not been able to do this the entire time that Substack has existed. I think it's been around for 8 years now or something. And something that's driven people slightly mad is that you couldn't write justify or center justify. You can now do that. So left justify is like the standard thing. You can now adjust it using this little menu. This is not an advanced feature. This is something that every word processor has been able to do for about 30 years. But it's now here as well. One thing I thought was interesting is that you can justify fully. So you can justify left and right. And this makes your text look a bit more like you'd find in a printed book. So readers who are used to reading books, they're used to fully justified text, which is less common on the web. So if you want your long form essays or stories to look a bit more like they would if they were in a print book, you can now do that. This might be quite useful for differentiating as well between the main content of a post and then maybe the intro and the outro or any behind the scenes stuff you do. So that's kind of nice. I will be using this for future fiction, I think, to fully justify the main bulk of the story. The other new feature that they've added is the recording studio. So you've always been able to do live streaming, they've added that over the last couple of years, but you can now go into a recording studio and record offline, if you like. I don't know how well this is going to work because, there we go. There's just millions of me on the screen now. But yeah, it kind of works in a similar way, except you record offline without broadcasting, and then you get the recording and you can post that up as a post or do whatever you want with it. In my experience so far, I don't know why this is, this might be something specific to my setup, but the quality of the recording, both here and if I do a live stream through Substack, is really low. I've seen live streams from other people that look great, so I'm not sure what it is. If I use this exact same camera but record locally using OBS or something like that, the quality is a lot better. So yeah, I don't know if that's unique to what I'm doing in my setup or if there's some kind of limitation or maybe a compression issue. But we'll see. Hopefully they'll be able to improve that over time. But yeah, those are some interesting new bits and pieces. Let me know if you're using any of them, and yeah, I'll certainly be making more use of this stuff as 2026 goes along. But yeah, oh, actually, one more thing. Over on Notes, they added this slightly strange poly market thing. So we had, on a note, you've got images, videos, and then they added a new one, which was for prediction markets. This is basically gambling. Like, it's actually illegal in the UK to place a bet on these systems. So a very strange feature. And it used to be here, like, with equal prominence to video and images. They've now put it behind this little menu, which sort of hides it away slightly, but it's a bit weird because when you open it, that's the only thing that's in the menu. So that's another strange design decision. But I do wonder if they're going to be adding other things in here. Maybe other options and things that we can search, other online libraries that may be more relevant to different people. But yeah, interesting change there. Anyway, that's all of that. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And yeah, remember, if you don't want to receive this Substack stuff, you can just go and turn it off and you'll only get the other bits and pieces. All right, thanks for watching.